documented as well. Those information, they aren't sold to anyone. So you have your telephone number, email address, and so on. That information stays here. If at any point you want to no longer be in business with Brother, you can always call in and ask for your information to be removed from the system, and that will be done by our legal team. As for the end user's license agreement, this is it's an agreement between yourself and the company to state that you're giving us permission to make changes to your computer in order for our software to function. Not in all cases your computer will require any form of changes to be done, but you're agreeing to it beforehand that if, while in the process of installing the software, it realizes that something needs to be tweaked for it to print better or for the settings to function, then it's going to tweak it. Of course, if you do not agree to the end user's license agreement, you automatically cannot get the software. But no information is collected from your computer. It's just to ensure that the software can function on your computer.
Okay. I would just like a statement in writing that my Fourth Amendment rights will not be violated. I've been in this for a long time, like going back to Seiko, pre-Brother years. And I was one of the beta testers for Google's Chromebooks, and their statement of purpose was "do no evil." And as man is fallen and man is tempted, Google has done everything to violate, their statement of purpose, and my information is being shared, just like information is being shared in China to track everybody over there. And that's the road that we are on now. It's the road that the Jews in Germany were on when Hitler was tattooing them with a number that Prescott Bush helped with. And the more I get into this, the more I read the history of our founding and, the Declaration of Independence. When man gets in power, man will or can make a profit or benefit from information. He will benefit from that information. So the protection that I see that everyone could have and have peace of mind when I click on a document is if there was a guarantee, a statement that clicking on this button will not jeopardize my Fourth Amendment rights. So, and once again, Brother's probably the last company that I would have a suspicion that those rights might be violated, which is, and part of that reason for thinking that way is because you called me back and you're making every effort to satisfy my concerns, and I certainly appreciate that. But maybe it's something beyond your pay grade and mine, but it is certainly not above the pay grade of corporate or the corporate lawyer that writes those agreements. If
they will have to be the one to review it. They just wanted to know what specifically in the agreement that has you alarmed so that they can address it.
Okay, specifically what has me alarmed is that I have to read and accept such large documents so frequently to ensure that something hasn't changed to jeopardize my Fourth Amendment rights. And, that's just it. It's, there's like lawfare, our laws that passed right before Christmas with the budget and stuff. It was like 2,000 pages. Nobody read it. They passed it at 3 in the morning. And, those guys, everybody that signed that budget broke their oath of office and should be removed from office because of that. So, I'm sorry to be ragging on, but my concern is that I have to accept something that I do not know, and I'm to the point where I can't.
Okay, but have you read the privacy policy or the user's agreement?
I've done so many. Years ago, I went, with Google to the top. The guy swore to me that he was the top guy to make that decision, and he couldn't help me. So, all I know is I've read enough of these, and it's so arduous to read that I just can't comprehend it anymore. The life that I have left is too precious to spend my time on something that I don't have the ability to comprehend to a point that would satisfy my concerns. And whoever wrote that document should certainly know if those things do or do not have the opportunity to violate my Fourth Amendment rights. Businesses have to abide by the laws of the land in which they operate, and so they are under the purview of, first laws, first sentence of U.S. law on page 1 of every law library in the world, and also the Fourth Amendment. So that's the best I can do. Brother's always been great with me and helping me get things running. Probably almost as good as my early days with Fujitsu. And nobody else comes close, you guys and them. So I certainly appreciate Brother and, the service that they provide. And that's about, I'm taking way too much of your time. And, I can send an email that will basically say what I just said. And
it's okay. I already documented it. I'm just going to go ahead and send it off back to them and have them follow up with you, or send the information off to our legal team, and then you should have a solid answer. Because basically what I'm getting from them is that you need to read the statements and policies and then see where you're having the problem with it. And then what I'm getting from you is that it's long, so it's a bit tedious to read, and you may not understand all the terms and phrases and what will affect you or not. So I'm just going to let them know that you just need an explanation if the overall thing is going to affect your rights and your privacy in any way, without having to read it or go through it.
Okay, you mentioned something there at the first when you said what you were going to send off to them, and like it is, like I have to read it, right? Something like that.
Yes.
Do you have that written down so you can read it back to me, and I'll tell you when to stop?
Or if I have what written down?
You just have it in your mind, so you're you're better than I am. Okay. The things that I have to do, that they're saying that I should, that I have to read it. Well,
to read it and then determine what exactly in the agreement or the statement you don't understand, or that you think is a violation, or if it will be a violation, because it's a lengthy agreement.
Right.
So Not everything in the agreement may be a bother to you, but maybe there's something specific in it, a point that you have a problem with, or anything like that. They need you to go through the agreement to see where the problem is for you.
Okay. Now, I think I can simplify this. Because brother is doing business in the United States, they have to abide by the laws. And it's a very...
Of the United States.
Huh?
You have to abide by the laws of the United States.
Right. And those are very simple. They're not long and arduous, and anybody, an eighth grader, can understand them. And that's what I'm trying to get to, is just if I knew for certain that they are abiding by the laws under which they operate, which includes, the Constitution. Our Congress makes laws to protect the rights of its citizens. Now, they have certainly, abrogated their duty to do that, and that's another cause for my concern. So, anyway, Melody, I appreciate you so much. My customer service experiences with so many people are so difficult, and yours are just a blessing. And brother is lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Yep. So anyway, I think I'm going to sign off. I got to get some stuff done here. But
all right, not a problem.
I appreciate, maybe you can, if they say I must read, that's a two-way street. And what I'm asking them to read...
I'm going to send it back to them and have them follow up with you, or just give me a direct answer whether it's going to violate you or not, or whatever privacy they swear to protect. You need a statement that they actually do protect it.
Right.
So I'm just going to send it off back to them and have them follow up. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Thanks for being a brother customer. Have a good day.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.